Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Khalif Al Haroon, your tech guy, and today I've got the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. It's got the curve. Let's go take a look. Alright everyone, so this is the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. Everybody's been looking forward to this, and while some people have said that they've preferred the Samsung Galaxy S6, I think most people are really excited about this because after the Note Edge, when we had that little curve on the right hand side, now we've got this, it's a little bit smaller, and we've got the curve on both sides. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you around the phone really quickly, and then I'm going to talk about specifications and then give you some of my thoughts, just let you know what I think, what I like, what I disliked, and so on. Sound good? Let's get started. Alright, so if we take a look at the phone, we can see that we've got this nice glass screen. So it's not plastic, by the way. Some people did ask me. It is glass. We've got the curved screen on the right-hand side and also on the left. We've got the front-facing camera, the sensors. We've got the camera, the earpiece as well on the top. And then at the bottom, we've got that touch capacitive buttons. You get that physical button, which is also a fingerprint scanner, by the way. And FYI, you no longer have to swipe your finger. It works just like Touch ID does on the iPhone. So now all you need to do is touch the button and it'll unlock the phone for you. So that's pretty cool. And there's also a couple of cool features that I'll share later on that you can do with the home button. If we take a look at the right, yes, you can see how thin this looks. We've got the sleep awake button that's also for turning on the phone and switching it off. On the back of the phone, we've got more of that Gorilla Glass 4, by the way, on the back, and it's white. So you've got glass on the front, you've got metal on the edges, and then you've got glass on the back. Of course, you've got the different sensors over here, so you can see your heartbeat, UV sensors, all that good stuff. Just simply like launching an app and then putting your finger on there, and then you've got the camera on the back. We're going to talk about specs again in a moment. That's pretty much it though, right? You don't see very much. There is no speaker on the back that we're used to. And you'll also notice that you cannot remove the backing. So that's it. It's stuck. You're not going to be able to change your battery. You're not going to be able to change a couple of things, but again, I'll leave that to the end. On the left-hand side, you'll see that we've got the up and down volume buttons. On the top of the phone, we've got the SIM tray, and then you've got the IR blaster and secondary microphone. At the bottom, we've got the micro USB, we've got the 3.5mm headphone jack, we've got the microphone, and then we've also got the speaker. So that's pretty much it. That's what the phone looks like. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a surprise in a moment. But let's talk about specifications. If we take a look at the screen, we've got a 5.1-inch screen. It's 577 pixels per inch. That's 577 ppi. That's pretty impressive. In regards to the processor, some people might call it octa-core, some people might call it dual quad cores. We've got a 1.5 GHz quad-core Cortex A53 and a 2.1 GHz quad-core Cortex A57 in this device. The reason why we've got two quad cores is so that when you need to save a little battery, it'll use the 1.5 GHz, and when you need something a little bit more intensive, like when you're going to be playing some games, then you can use the 2.1 GHz quad-core. So we've got 3 GB of RAM in here. That's very nice. In regards to storage, while we don't have expandable storage, because you cannot put in a micro SD card here anymore, which some people will think that it's a little bit sad that they've removed that feature, you can buy this phone in 32, 64, and 128 GB flavors. In regards to support, as I mentioned, you've got Gorilla Glass 4, you've got that fingerprint scanner, you have Bluetooth 4.1, Wi-Fi, what else do we have? You've got NFC built in, you've got AGPS, all of that good stuff, practically everything. In regards to the size, it's 142.1 millimeters tall, it's 70.7 millimeters wide, and in regards to thinness, it's 7 millimeters thin. The system that it uses, by the way, is Android Lollipop, and it has 5.0.2 out of the box. And I really like, the interface that they have. It's really nice. I like the way that it looks. In regards to the front-facing camera, of course, you're going to be able to do some really fantastic selfies. And then in regards to the main camera right on the back, we've got a 16-megapixel camera. Now, you've got your flash on the right-hand side, and I do want to mention a couple of things. Yes, it does record in Full HD video and above Full HD video as well, but we've got optical image stabilization, which is great just in case you're shaking around, for both photos and video. It comes in white, black, and gold. But what's the comparison between this and the S6? So there is a green variation that's out there for the Edge, and then you've got that blue variation for the S6. So those are the exclusive colors between the two. Everything else in regards to specs is practically the same with the S6, except for this, the Edge has 2,600 milliamp of battery, and the S6 has 2,550 milliamps of battery. So you've got that you got that little extra bit of juice, and maybe that's the, I don't know why that would be needed. Is that needed for the Edge? I'm not entirely sure. So let me just quickly show you this in comparison to the S6 right over here. You can see the difference between the two. And I should mention one thing in regards to height and in regards to width. Actually, the Edge is a little bit thinner. And I want to correct myself. We're actually going to have this in the description. You've probably already seen the correction that's been made in the final video in regards to the overall width at 70.1 millimeters in the Edge. In regards to thickness, though, you would never know. You would never know. But the difference is that the Edge is 0.2 millimeters thicker than the S6. However, you would never know. You wouldn't even feel it. In fact, it feels much thinner because of that edge, the edge of the screen. So there you go. Those are two. I'm going to put this down for just a moment, and then I'm also going to hold this up. Oh yes, we've got a golden one to show you. And what do you guys think? Look at the difference between the two. You're going to see something which I hope to avoid, but I cannot. The gold version is a fingerprint magnet. That's what happens when you have a glass backing. Oh my goodness, that's the way it goes. So if you don't like fingerprints, make sure you have a microfiber cloth with you, or you're constantly just going to be doing that. But it does look nice though, don't you think? So that's the comparison between the two. And then you've also got, this is what the blue version looks like, right? The black version, maybe? Yeah, this is the black version, sorry. Very nice, don't you think? Hold that side by side so I can just show you the difference between them all. And then I'm just going to put these phones. Let's see. Can I try to get them to balance? Maybe they're not going to balance, but we'll try. Is it going to work? No, it's not going to work. That's all right. We're going to try to keep that one balanced. We've got the S6 right over there. Now let's quickly talk about what I like and what I don't like about the phone. So what I do like is the fact that it's got this curved screen. And I didn't realize this until I actually used the phone, but it makes the images feel like they're kind of floating. I don't know how to describe it, but I do recommend that you just play with it, and you'll see that when you're looking at the different icons, they kind of pop a little bit more. So it's kind of like almost a 3D effect, but it's not exactly 3D. I also love, as I mentioned, I love the fact that the curvature is not just on one side, but it's on both sides. I love the fact that it's higher quality, so we've got the glass and we've got the aluminium as well. So that's very nice. It's also got a super fast camera, and I don't know if this is going to show on screen because we didn't calibrate this, but if I tap on the home button twice, boom, that's it. Look, I've already launched into camera mode. So that's one of the features that I really do love about this phone. That's how fast it was. You see, I did it, I launched it, took a picture, and I shut it down, and everything was pretty smooth. Let's do that again. Let's do that really quick. So launch, photo, done, close. Nice. So there you go. What are some of the issues that might be of a concern to you? It has no expansion, so you can't, as I mentioned, put a micro SD card into this. You can't change the battery. I have to say, like, holding this in my hand, it does feel very slim, but this does kind of feel like it's a little bit sharp around the edges, so that might be, that might not feel as comfortable for some people. And I did notice that when I was using the phone, because of the curve, sometimes these areas would be a little bit touch sensitive, so it ended up doing something that it shouldn't be doing. And here's a strange thing, right? So actually, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can show you this. So I'm going to quickly unlock. I'm going to turn down the brightnesses a little bit because we didn't calibrate this. So we're going to see if I can replicate the issue. I'm going to try and open up YouTube. So we're not going to launch a video, so we're not connected at the moment. But let's see, this is what I faced difficulties with. So when I had a video and I was trying to swipe, I would usually have to try and do this a couple of times. So I would have to swipe a couple of times, and that caused a little bit of an issue. So I think that's just due to the edge. Make sure that when you do swipe, you swipe it all the way to the very end of the screen. As I mentioned, it is a fingerprint magnet. It isn't waterproof at all compared to the dust and water resistance that we had with the previous versions. And of course, there's no removable battery. So bear those in mind. What do I think about the phone? I think it's a really, really cool phone. If I had to choose between the Edge and the S6, I think I would choose the Edge. And I don't know, it just really feels really cool. Some of the features that are unique to this is that when you put your phone face down on the table and some specific people call you, then this area glows for you. And so without having to lift up the phone, you can tell who's calling you. And if you wanted to put this, on the nightstand, using the edge of the screen, you can have just a clock showing up on the edge. Now, when it's on the back, there is a little bit of a wobble, and that is because of the camera that protrudes. When it's on its face, it's actually quite solid despite the curvature because it's quite flat on the front. So that's pretty much it. And finally, of course, I've got to show them off side by side one more time. This is what the phones look like, and I'm going to put this next to the iPhone as well so that you can see the difference between them all. What do you guys think? Please let me know. I really appreciate all of the support that you have all been giving me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you do have a question, please ask it in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer it as fast as possible. If you're interested in these devices, you can always visit www.vodafone.qa. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. That's what keeps me going, and it motivates me to create even more. Thank you very much and take care.